Hello everyone and welcome back to a daily update of 1000 Day Challenge. This is day 82. So let's get things started. All right, first and foremost, a very quick update in terms of the 4 indices which I do continuously invest. So in terms of that, you can see that all of them is somewhat experiencing somewhat like a pullback kind of pattern. And over here, you could potentially find some potential support. But it seems that even though it bounced up, it actually closes towards the very low end of the range. So potentially if we do break past here, it would be good to see support if we want to see further bullish momentum or upside. So these horizontal resistance, which I could potentially draw it over here, has to be clearly supported. Otherwise, I do lean towards potentially we could find short-term bearish momentum in that sense. Yeah. So similarly, I guess you will notice the same thing for NASDAQ, same thing over here. There's a very clear horizontal resistance or support region that you do notice on the daily chart. And for ASHR, it's very nicely consolidated right above resistance, which is a very good sign. So consolidating right above resistance shows that it's actually being supported, especially after it break through. It goes to show that the prices of the constituents of the indices are whereby there are people who are interested to buy it because this is the first and foremost an index, not exactly a certain stock per se. All right, and similarly for KWeb, you will see that it is not as strong. Okay, so conversely on KWeb, you will see it's being less strong in that sense. It didn't break above all-time high yet. So, but on the upside, it does consolidate right below resistance, which is again a good sign. Because generally, when it comes to market reversal, it tends to be very sharp. Same goes for both, is it in terms of the end of the bull market or the end of the bear market, you generally see a much sharper bounce because in terms of liquidity wise within that region is very little in terms of the number of sellers or the numbers of buyers available. So this means that price generally don't stay in that region for extended period of time. Yeah, so you can put it in perspective, like sort of like when you're buying things for sale, generally when things are at a good price, things get sold out really fast and the quantity of the stock that you want is generally limited. So that's how I would interpret it in that sense. Okay, so otherwise, in terms of Bitcoin wise, there's been a brief update. Things are looking really strong, like what I mentioned yesterday. If you remember yesterday, I mentioned in terms of price action wise, I did enter right before this trade based on the 1 hour chart on this break over here. So it was mentioned that entry upon the break of 10.86K and the target one has actually been hit at around 10.2K. So right now, if you have seen this video, I hope it's still around there. You could potentially take some profit because there could be some short-term resistance. So I've really closed partially the trade, but I'm also trailing using this 20 exponential moving average as a guideline. And if it does close strongly below it, that is where I could potentially close and take the remainder profit, especially when you can see this red candlestick. Not only is it a bearish inverted hammer kind of candlestick, you can see the volume was significantly strong, similar to the breakout candlestick. So this itself is a strong candlestick whereby to show that there is potentially a strong reversal coming if the sellers are willing to step in and more people are more interested to sell and take profit from them. All right, so speaking of which, you'll notice that the balance did go up a little bit, and that was also because, like I mentioned, I closed one of the trade in terms of the Bitcoin wise, whereby I hit the 12.2K mark. So this was a smaller position. I'm still trailing some position behind it. So you can see that it is only partial profit being taken, and that's why there's a partial increase. All right, so I will still look to enter along in terms of the 4-hourly chart. If the price comes closer towards the 20 exponential moving average and support is found, I could potentially be adding more as well. But otherwise, I'll stick to my trading stop loss and trail along the way. And yep, that's basically about it. And you can take a quick update over here. So this is basically what I mentioned, the thought process of what I'm looking for. The first target has been hit. I'm still trailing stop loss. Actually, in terms of perspective, I'm still trading around 60 to 70%. I would say 2/3 of the position I'm still trading instead of 50%. But that's because I'm a little bit more aggressive and I'm leaning towards a further upside potential and momentum in the near term. Yeah. And yeah, so more importantly, there could be potential consolidation and pullback in terms of clear breakout, in which case I'll be willing to add more. And they'll be looking through the say the 1 hourly chart. All right, otherwise, that's basically about it. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.